When we look at the representation of Japanese wrestlers in the WWE, it has largely been piss poor. Now, I guess you can arguably say that Asuka and Io are the most successful out of all the Japanese wrestlers that we have seen in WWE. But even then, it never felt like that they were at the forefront. Let's take Asuka, for example. She is a 4-time women's champion on the main roster. She is an NXT champion as well for over 500 plus days, where she was undefeated until she got to the main roster. She was a Royal Rumble winner, right? She's won Money in the Bank, a Hall of Fame career, right? But all those wins and accolades, it still never felt like she was at the forefront compared to a Charlotte or a Becky Lynch or an Alexa Bliss, right? Or a Sasha Banks or even a Bayley. You know what I'm saying? It always felt like she was still not the prioritized woman in that division. Let's take Io Sky, right? Io Sky, a former 2-time women's champion, former Money in the Bank winner. You know, both of Io Sky's title reigns felt like she was a transitional champion, because her first reign, she won via cash-in on Bianca Belair and eventually dropped that to Bayley at WrestleMania. And then the second time, when she won the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, she was in a feud with both Bianca and Rhea Ripley, who looked like the more dominating women, and it felt like Io was the afterthought and she was the champion. But they eventually gave us a 5-star match at WrestleMania 41, probably a match of the entire WrestleMania 2 nights, if you ask me. But why is WWE so lacking when it comes to Japanese representation? I mean, you have Shinsuke Nakamura, Hideo Itami, Akira Tozawa, Julia. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it feel like they are so underrepresented? Shinsuke Nakamura came in as hot as ever from NXT, and it felt like they never knew what to completely do with him when he got to the main roster. Sure, he's won the Royal Rumble, but they never did anything with that after that. I mean, they turned him heel a couple times, and every time he turns heel, he's got to get a new theme song just for him to go back to his original theme song. And speaking of his theme song, the crowd was so over with that theme. They just sing his theme song every time he comes out, especially when he first got to the main roster. As talented as Shinsuke is, and for you to not find anything to do with him, I find that kind of crazy, especially since he was white hot in NXT Black and Gold. I don't understand how you never utilized him to your fullest potential. Now let's look at Hideo Itami. A lot of you probably don't even remember Hideo Itami. I think he left the company around maybe 2019, 2018, somewhere around there. He was in NXT Black and Gold. He was pretty prominent in NXT. He got to the main roster. He was put in the Cruiserweight division, competing in the Cruiserweight Classic. But he really didn't do much after that. I mean, he decided to just leave the company. He really hasn't been heard of ever since he left the WWE. I'm not sure what he's doing now. I have to look into it. But Hideo Itami didn't have a prominent role. And speaking of not being prominent, Akira Tozawa, we all know where he is right now in the Alpha Academy doing absolutely nothing, looking like the joke of the group. That entire Alpha Academy stable looks like a fucking joke at this point. I mean, Akira Tozawa was actually pretty good when he first came in, and he was on 205 Live, you know what I'm saying? So Akira Tozawa actually had a pretty good run when it was 205 Live. But somewhere after that, after he dyed his hair blonde, and even shortly before that, you know, it just seemed like they just used him as a joke. He never really did anything outside the 205 Live Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, he came in pretty nice, but I don't know what they're doing with Akira Tozawa. I have no idea. Now, as far as the most disappointing to me, it is Julia. They brought her in as one of the major stars of NXT current day. I mean, she came in and immediately won the NXT Women's Championship. They made it seem like she was going to be the top star on the main roster. And when she went out with an injury, it felt like all of that changed and the momentum shifted to Stephanie Vaquer. Because when she got to the main roster, she actually went on to win the Women's World Championship. I felt like Stephanie received the push that Julia was supposed to get. When Julia came up to the main roster, when she debuted on SmackDown, she's won the U.S. title a couple times, but they never did anything with her. And right now, she looks like a complete loser. I mean, how do you not have anything for Julia to work with? As talented as Julia is, You're not giving her anything to work with. I'm actually surprised that she survived the budget cuts because honestly, at this point, if Julia was to get released, I would not be shocked at all. I mean, ask yourself this. Would you be shocked if Julia got released? Because they're not doing anything with her. If you ask me, it looks like they're booking Kiana James to be better than Julia because I think they're more interested in Kiana James than Julia. I mean, honestly, so when you look at this list of Japanese wrestlers and their representation in the company, you cannot tell me that they have been underutilized and underappreciated in the WWE. I mean, look at Kairi Sane. I don't even have Kairi Sane on this list. Kairi Sane had 2 tenures in the company, 2 separate stints in the company, and they did nothing with her both times. I mean, I guess you can say her first one was more successful because she was in NXT as an over pirate princess. But even then, all she did was pretty much all she's known for is teaming with Asuka as the Kabuki Warriors and winning tag team gold. I mean, she debuted the second time in Saudi, I believe, and barely had any reaction. They put her in Damage Control. I mean, they really did nothing with Kairi up until the recent feud that she had with Asuka and Io. And even that didn't come to a peaceful conclusion because they released her before she even could finish the story. So when you tell me that Japanese wrestlers are appreciated in WWE, I'm going to think you're lying to me because after seeing how these superstars have been booked on the main roster, you cannot tell me that WWE cares about Japanese professional wrestling. You cannot tell me that. NXT recently signed Evil, who now goes by Nakadu. Let's see what they do with him, but I am not confident in WWE to properly book Japanese wrestlers because they are so underappreciated, so underutilized. And you mean to tell me you have nothing to do with these talented men and women? I mean, it's honestly fire. And I don't know if it's because I watch anime or not, but I really respect Japanese culture. And I actually want to see what these people bring to the table. I mean, we only got a taste of it with Io and Asuka. I want to see what you can do with Akira Tozawa if he's booked properly, or Shinsuke Nakamura, or Julia. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see if Nakadu on NXT can actually make it out this cycle. I doubt it because WWE has not given me faith to believe that they can properly book a Japanese superstar. I don't know if it's because of the language barrier. I don't know if it's because they don't want to use subtitles. Because notice with Shinsuke, Asuka, Io, and even Kairi, they always use subtitles when they're doing vignettes for them. Now, that's pretty cool. I like it from here to there. But at the same time, bro, I just don't think that I want to put in the effort for these Japanese wrestlers because of the language. I think that's probably one of the prominent reasons. Now, I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way, but I do feel like Japanese wrestlers need better representation in the WWE because based off of most of these wrestlers, they haven't done them justice at all. It feels like they don't even care about Japanese wrestling. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know how it's going to change. I don't know if they're going to book them better going forward. But I do feel like Japanese wrestlers need better booking, better situations to get them over with the crowd. I do feel like more effort needs to be put into them and their culture. Understand these characters, give them better characters that can resonate well with the audience. I don't know. But let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.